What's going on, guys? It's Jaden and welcome to another Plug Points production. Today I will be teaching you guys how to color grade in After Effects. So this tutorial is going to be really hard for me to make because I do not know what I am talking about half the time. I just do it. I play with things and settings until it looks great. But I'm going to try to explain to you as much as possible to a certain degree on how to color grade and make your clips look basically phenomenal. So I'm using After Effects CC 2016 or 17 or whatever the newest one is. I can't keep up. I said the same thing in the album cover. You gotta bear with me. So right now you're looking at a clip of my dear friend Johnny. He's doing a very illicit thing in his video, and I'm going to ask you to ignore it, just to make me look better. So I'm actually going to start with this. So this was actually recorded in 60 FPS, but it was 1080p. It looks better, in my opinion. I'd rather have 60 FPS than 1080p. I'm going off track. So the first thing you guys want to take into consideration when it comes to color grading is the mood you're going for. You have color correction and you have color grading. People think they're the same thing. They kind of are, but they're not. Color correction is kind of self-explanatory. You correct the colors. So if you're familiar with photography and filmography, you have a certain different amount of settings you can shoot using the camera. And that's an uncompressed camera, of course, like shooting in RAW. So you have like different codecs that you can use and stuff like that. And sometimes codecs are more flatter with the metadata, and sometimes they aren't. And when you're shooting in RAW, you always have different kind of color grades you could work with. So that's what color correction is for, is when you shoot in a RAW and you can't edit the metadata, so you correct the colors to how you like it. Color grading is a more graduated linear experience, so that it is actually you turning your clip a lot more appealing. It's not fixing anything, it's just making it better. So first you color correct, then you color grade. And that's kind of the term, color grade versus color correction. Anyway, so that my spiel is out of the way, we can actually start with the color grading tutorial. I'll be using stock everything for the color grading, just for the sake of you guys, even though I do prefer I forget what it's called. I do prefer Magic Bullet Looks. Yes, Magic Bullet Looks is one of my favorites. I've been using that since I was like 10. Anyway, here's the clip. Like I said, the first thing I'm going to do in After Effects is right click right here and go to New and I want to redo that. That's what I'm going to do. Right click, go to New, and go to Adjustment Layer. Click that, and we're going to go to Effect, go to Color Correction, and here is your long list of different ways to make your clip look extremely better. Movie clip, I said that very, I guess I say clip a lot more liberally, just because I'm assuming that's a clip. You're not supposed to edit full movies with the same color correction. That would look terrible. But if you do it, it probably looks great. No judgment. Anyway, the first thing I like to do is my brightness and contrast. So the brightness and contrast, pretty simple. You make it better. I usually put the brightness down. I put brightness down to keep gain away, and then I'll fix it with the exposure. So I'll put that in -50, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot. It might not work for a lot. For some reason it does here, because we shot this video in front of a projector. The projector is pure light, so it's bouncing right off his face. So it was a straight up fill light, and that's why I'm able to put the brightness all the way down. For contrast, I'm going to actually put it up to about like 40. And yeah, so after that I'm going to go back to Effects, Color Correction, and then I'm going to go to Curves. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a very big conspiracy on my end. No one really cares, except for me. I care. I'm very passionate. People go red, green, blue, and they edit those individually. I never do that. I feel like it always makes it look worse. And it's maybe because I have autism and I don't know what I'm doing. Who knows? But I'm going to do RGB because I think that's what looks best. So right off the bat, I can tell this needs a little less contrast in the mids and a lot more in the darks. Oops, see, that's what I mean. It always fucking does that shit. Alright, not that extravagant, but something like that. That's working. So go back to Effect, Color Correction, and now we're going to go to Exposure. I'm going to bring the exposure up not that much at all. Like, that's good. Actually, that's better. For offset, this is, yeah, that's way too much offset. I'm going to put on 0.005. And that looks cool. And then for gamma correction, just play with that until you think it matches. Great. So that might look too dark to you guys. That's my style, though. I like how it looks like that. But I may actually put this 0.004. You know. It didn't really make much of a difference anyway. Effect, color correction, and we're gonna go to, where is it? We're gonna go to vibrance, and we're gonna choose whether or not you want a more colorful experience or a little bit more flatter of a black and white. Now this, very colorful already, so I'm actually going to bring the saturation down, but I'm also going to bring the vibrance up. What does that do, you ask? I don't know. I think it just looks cooler. But definitely mess around with the settings. It's one of those things. It's one of those things you just mess around with until it matches what you want it to look like. And then we go back to effect, color correction, and then you have all these other settings you could always mess with, like shadow and highlight. I don't ever use these or this one because like it just makes it like weird looking, but it's definitely something you could definitely use. It does auto amounts. I don't really like that. I want the shadow amount to be like 10. Actually, I was wrong. What I do like about this though is that it's very good. Like if you have this on an OLED panel, it will look fantastic with the shadow and highlight because it turns the dark into legit just black pixels. So if it was on an OLED, those pixels won't light up at all. As if it was just a regular raw export, it would actually pick up grain, or not grain, it would pick up gain, and then the pixels would be on an OLED TV just gain, which is a waste of pixels, and it's kind of defeats the purpose. So if you do, if you are working on a film or something professional, definitely work with shadow highlights just to make it look better for people that are using higher quality, things such as like a 4K TV. For me, I don't think anybody watches this to begin with, so I don't think I have anything to worry about. So we're going to do that, and then for the highlight amount, I'm going to put like 10. Maybe more. So subtle. So underwhelming. Yeah, and then blend with original, I'm going to put that like 50. 44, same number, doesn't really matter. And then I'm going back to effect, color correction once again. Guess you guys couldn't guess that. We're gonna go to, what was I missing? I was definitely missing. So yeah, levels. All right, so levels. This is a little bit more professional. A lot of people don't mess with levels unless they know what it means. So right here you have your darkness, and over here you have your brights. Well, like not over here, but like it moves. So you kind of could just correct it if it doesn't look good already. Mine looks fine, in my opinion. I don't know why I did that. Put that back. I'm just messing around at this point. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know what levels does. All I know is that I was watching a tutorial on a guy using it, and he said it's for professional use. So I thought I would just tell you guys that. I promise I'm a lot better than I sound. This sounds terrible. It makes me look terrible. I don't even think I'm gonna upload this. All right, we're gonna go to color correction one more time before we go to anywhere else, and I'm gonna pick my photo filter. So this will kind of finalize and put the shadow on top of what style I'm going for. So you got a warming filter. I'm going to go with the cooling filter because I want it to look cool, not warm. Stupid fucking warm. I may have to do this manually because these cool filters are kind of ass. Yeah, no, I don't dig it. Hold up. Let me choose the color, brother. All right. I'm thinking like this like purplish, since it is a purple ambiance going on there. That looks cool. Yeah. All right. And then you got effect. And this is kind of getting out of color affection or color grading. When you leave color correction after this, it's post effects. This is not considered color grading. So I'm gonna show you a little something that I like to do because I'm so extra. It's gonna go low, and this is only for my edits. If you guys haven't seen any, I do like these extreme like high quality edits that aren't high quality at all, and they're just kind of cringy. So don't watch them. This is God, I am so bad. All right, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you right now. Hold up. See, 4:39. It's 23 degrees. Nothing new. It's 23 degrees. It's fucked. Fuck. All right. For glow, you gotta mess with whatever. You mess with this stuff. That looks amazing. Threshold, the higher the threshold, the less will show. Which I wish someone would have told me that when I was 12, and I use Sony Vegas a lot because my shit that looked terrible. and I would throw tantrums. So this definitely won't work with this. Actually, no, that looks kind of fresh. Wow. Glow intensity. Definitely turn that all the way up. So that way Johnny looks like a wet fart. So I'm actually going to put this to like 1 because that's ridiculous. And for the threshold, it's going to be like 80. And yeah, now Johnny's glowing and he looks all cool and stuff. And then I'll make sure you guys something else. Just because I actually like the way that's looking so far. I'm going to go to effect. I'm going to break the rule and go to magic bullet looks. Because I want to add 2 things. Since I'm too lazy to track lens flares on my things, I use this really bad replicator of that, and it's called it's called Haze Flare. It actually looks cool. If you know how to use it, which I don't know how to do anything, but if you do know how to use it and you're lucky about it, you can make it look really dope, no doubt. So let me just make it look cool. And we're gonna just open that up, and I'm also gonna put on some chromatic aberration, and just gonna make it look even better. I definitely recommend you guys check out this product, by the way, because it is one of the best products I have bought for any software ever. Was this product. I've had it for so long. Like I think this is definitely like one of the best I'm blabbering right now, but honestly, like, I think you guys should get this. Definitely recommend. 10 out of 10. IGN. I'm trying to figure out like how to use Vignette because I've never used it before, and that is ridiculous. His face looks like he looks like he's going Super Saiyan, so I'm gonna use that because I think that looks cool. And I mean, like, at this point, like, you can look at it without the color grading, and it's definitely a big difference. Like, look at the difference right there. You have the background, and when we put on the dark highlight or whatever, when we put on this thing, when we put on the shadow highlight, it definitely added a lot more. Like, it made it a lot better. So, like I said, there's definitely more appropriate times to use it. It takes out all the background and stuff like that, and it makes it very, very unique. And yeah, so you have that. Also, what also makes this a lot better is that you have a lot more control with the colors. When I actually was using what was it? I was using Vibrance, so it actually does take very good control of the colors when you mess with it. And then also the brightness and contrast. Watch. See how bad that looks? I'm telling you, when you bring the brightness down, it works on any clip. It's bringing the brightness down and the exposure up. I swear to God, it works on anything. So I appreciate you guys watching this. I'm going to let this random preview so you guys can watch it, and then I'm going to end the video like a gentleman. Oh, shit. Why cannot, like, I don't understand. Why can't X and Slump make music like that again? Like, don't get me wrong, 17 was a pretty good album. It had me in my bag. But I finished rendering some of this. I didn't feel like waiting because I really want to go to sleep. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning, almost 5. So here is Johnny. 6 seconds of him doing some illicit material. Here you go. Take a look at that. Look at the color grade going on there. You see the smoke. You see the colors. Looks great. Let's watch it one more time. The glow looks pretty cool. Then you have, of course, then you have the little fake optical flares. I'm dying right now. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, just take a look at that. Like, it looks beautiful in my opinion. See, this is why I love music videos, because it's music videos are the only time it's appropriate to actually do this kind of editing. Other than that, it's usually inappropriate for the most part. So that's why I love music videos. So yeah, if you guys want to catch Johnny though, go to Slowburn, YouTube, Slowburn, just look up Slowburn, honestly. He runs a really good, he hosts a very good YouTube channel, surrounded by cannabis. It's actually produced by Plug Points, so It's actually, very high quality and stuff like that, and it's almost like watching a TV show. So I definitely recommend checking him out on Slowburn. And with all that said and done out of the way, guys, it's been Jaden teaching you guys how to do color grading in After Effects. And I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you guys can go and edit things all the time, and you guys can find this download link down in the description. If you want to edit yourself, of course. So yeah, you can edit this yourself. If you don't have anything else to want to practice with, go for it. I don't care. I don't have to ask Johnny because I took the video, so I own it, and he's gonna have to deal with it. And make sure you leave a like if you haven't already, and if you haven't subscribed, why not? It's been Jaden, guys, and I'm out. Peace.